Hello and welcome to the Scott Sportscast special episode of Alex and an Athlete Meet, the T.O. and Frankie J show. I want to introduce everybody to T.O. and Frankie J. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm T.O.
I'm Frankie J. I'm up in the house. I feel good, man. Thanks for having us on. I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yep.
What an honor.
Oh, no, I appreciate y'all coming on. There's a bunch of veterans in the world of a sports industry. Quite a different load of sports y'all had there. So why don't you guys go ahead and one at a time give yourselves a little introduction, kind of the sports you played, and then after that you can tell us a little bit about your guys' podcast.
I'll start. Want me to start?
Go ahead.
Well, like I said, I'm T.O. A little bit about me. I'm 40 years old. I'm out of Buffalo. Big Bills fan. Worked all my life. We're blue-collar workers. Just out here representing the Bills, trying to spread awareness on our show for mental health and just have a good time, keep it light, keep it fresh, have a couple laughs. Things I enjoy. I love lawn care. That might be a little goofy, but I do.
Obsessed.
Nothing like a green grass. Yeah, that's about it. I got 2 kids, family, house, just trying to spread the word on mental health and have a good time while doing it. I appreciate people like you having us on and helping each other out like this. It's great.
And these days, mental health seems to be one of the biggest topics going around, is because now, like you said, there's finally some awareness to it. And people are starting to understand that, hey, there's more than meets the eye when it comes to mental health.
Yep. One thing we say, 1 out of 4 people suffer from mental health. So
Yep.
you put that into your everyday life, and that's a heck of a lot of people. Yeah.
I'm one of the 4.
There's 3 out of 3 right here. So
Yeah, I'm that. I'm Frankie J. But yeah, me like TL, man. You grow up in Buffalo, and you become a product of your environment. And as bad as it is, I grew up in a very toxic household. There was always negativity, fighting. That's what I learned, and you get tough by that. And now I'm out in the real world, right? 17 years old, and from there, I've had mental health issues since I was like 9 years old. But there wasn't any real help because no one was asking. So there wasn't anything available unless you did, something stupid, try to jump off a roof, then they'll toss you in the hospital. But it took years and years and years and years for me to finally, this is enough. And, whatever, I hit the wall, did some time in the hospital, got myself right, been following the path ever since. Help is out there. You got to just ask for it. And now with more awareness, there's got to be solutions. So where we come in is we're a set of experienced ears in that area. We're not doctors. We're not certified anything. We're just people that have lived through an experience. And what better help can you get from somebody that overcame it? Because a doctor or a psychiatrist or a therapist can only do so much, and that's read out of the book. So we're trying to be that authentic help.
Yeah, and like you said, it's one thing to look at it objectively. It's another thing to be in it subjectively. So whenever you're the one going through it, it's hard for other people to relate to you because they don't know how your mind works. They don't know how your body handles stress. They don't know how it handles these toxic environments that people are thrown in or raised in. So, it's a big issue. And back in the day, I mean, how do you diagnose mental health unless you're schizophrenic or bipolar or, have some kind of maybe autism, some other kind of either disability or mental health? It's tough.
Yeah.
So
we didn't have
now,
those terms when we were growing up. I mean, you were hyper. That's what they said.
Yeah, or
he was hyper. There wasn't much on autism back when we were kids or anything like that, at least that I can remember.
No, I mean, there was no awareness. It was either you're a good kid or a bad kid. But where I decided that I wanted to make a change about it was when you finally realize that people are just ashamed, scared, or in fear of getting help because of being criticized, judged, whatever, patronized. And that's where, that's where you got to draw the line of, do I really want help? And do I care what these people think? You got to save yourself. And that's a big problem too. There's these people that know they have problems, want the help, but they won't ask because everybody will just tell them it's in their head. Think about something different. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just acting, whatever. There's a reason for everything,
And that's why we try to just have an open platform,
Right.
unbiased opinion. We listen to what they say. We try to help. We give our opinion. We take it or leave it, and we try to do our best.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing for people to do, ever since the dawn of time, is just ask for help. It's you feel it makes you less of a person, or it makes you vulnerable. But at the same time, name one person in this world who's ever gone through it without needing help at one point or another.
Yep.
I'll wait.
You know what, man? I'll be the first to tell you, I got the help. I hit the wall that was higher than the Great Wall of China, and it pushed back too. So I accepted the help. I finally one day just decided to embrace it. All right, I get it, and I've taken that help and I've created myself into a way where I can control different attitudes that I couldn't before. And I also understand this is that not everybody's like me. Not everybody's going to think like me. They all got their own problems. So that's where I can't assume. You can't assume.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take anything personal. And I try to live by those two rules. I don't take anything personally. I slip sometimes, and I don't assume. I just kind of let things come as they come and worry about what's in front of me here. Not everybody does that. So that's where the challenge comes in, and that's where the change needs to happen, really, is to get everybody exposed to at least knowing what's going on with that field.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've had my own battles with it as well. I mean,
Yeah,
I started
definitely.
out 16 years of my life, I had perfect 20/20 vision. And then all of a sudden, within a span of 2 months, my vision dropped from 20/20 to 20/200, uncorrectable. I was diagnosed with a rare form of macular degeneration called Stargardt's. It's a juvenile form. So it's in my retina. There's things called yellow flexes that form, and it's basically like soap or soap scum on a shower door, a glass shower door. It just kind of clouds up. And so far, they haven't been able to find anything for it. So I'm 30 now, so that's 14 years ago, and I can only imagine.
Is it going to get worse as you go on, too?
It's rumored to get worse. I did a good job of making it worse. I have a twin brother and a sister who also are diagnosed with the same condition.
Oh, geez.
But
So
my eyes are a little worse. Yeah, so what it is that my parents were compatible to pass on the gene that was responsible for creating it. And what it is it's a deficiency in my eyes of being able to process vitamin A correctly. So when I eat a lot of vitamin A, it builds up. So, and I got to tell you, when you're 16 years old and you're in high school, what's the one thing you can't wait to do? Drive a car, right? Get your license. Start taking the girls down to the levee, and
showing them who the boss is, right?
Yep. Whenever you get an argument with your old man, say, "Hey, I'm out of here,"
Yeah.
Floor the gas and just
pick good shoes. Yeah.
And so, whenever you're not able to do the things that everyone else is able to do, that weighs on you. You start asking yourself, like, am I worth it? What am I going to be able to amount to? So for me, that was the hardest thing, was finding something that I felt that I would be able to do in my capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, we were having a good discussion earlier about Buffalo and your Buffalo Bills.
Hey, they're doing well. They are definitely doing well. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but after that showing of last week against Seattle, how can we not? We're amped up down here. I'll tell you that.
Well, I mean, T.O. knows, I had season tickets from the years 88 to 93 as a younger kid. And so I was at every game during those years, the Super Bowl years. I was at the game where they beat the Dolphins and the field goal post came down, the greatest comeback, the 51-3 Raiders game. I was at all those games. And the atmosphere here now is close. It's close, not the same. You're never going to match that. So it's a different era, but the vibes are good.
Now they like jumping through tables up here.
Yeah, but the vibes are that of it's for real. They've done it correctly. I agree with everything they've done as far as transactions and trades and acquisitions and building an offense around a kid and playing to his abilities instead of trying to recreate the wheel. You know, a lot of people passed up on Josh Allen because he was raw. They didn't want to have to mold him, so they passed on him. The Bills took the time to mold him, but into a system built for him.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Something he could succeed in, and that's what we're seeing now. Took a couple years, but you know, I mean, we're used to one of the best defenses in the league, and they haven't been playing up to par. But he's definitely filled in and stepped up big time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I'd say he's a heck of an upgrade right now from Tyrod Taylor. So.
From any of them.
You know, that whole thing with Tyrod Taylor, you know, he came from a different system with the Baltimore Ravens as purely a backup. So you bring this guy who never played, barely, you put him into a completely new system, and I think he was a backup to start. I think he backed up somebody. Who did he back up?
Listen, sometimes you have the Chris Drurys of the world that are just winners, and sometimes you have the Tyrod Taylors who just get screwed every time they go to it. Yeah, I mean, even this year, he was supposed to be the starter. He got screwed.
He got hurt.
Yeah, and then he lost his job to Herbert's playing phenomenal.
Oh, he's the future.
He ain't coming back.
I tell you, that Herbert kid, you know who he reminds me of is a baby Peyton Manning.
Manning?
He can keep grooming, and I mean, his pocket awareness, his accuracy, and his decision-making are off the chart. Or a rookie.
Tall. You can see. He's tall, though.
He's good.
Being tall, you can see that, you know, you can see over the line and see more checkdowns are quicker, you know?
I think we're going to win again this week against Arizona, against Mini Russell Wilson. I think we're definitely going to I just think we're going to have a good game again.
Yeah, talk about Mini Russ. Oh, man, Kyler Murray, that kid is an animal, man.
He's a baller, man.
Something just clicked, and he is off to the horses. All he needed was the best receiver in football right now, and Hopkins.
Biggest hands in the league. That guy's hands are huge. Well, I told him that. I go, he's got the biggest hands in the league.
They made an offense made for his style of play, and that's just kind of like, you know, the gridiron 4-on-4 style arcade version, just run and gun, and if there's an opening, go. If you can make the pass, do it. It's not strict in the pocket pass. It's a strike. I don't know, man. They did it right. They're doing it right.
Almost every time he drops back, he runs 15 yards somewhere.
And that's
in direction to his spot, and then he throws it. And Hopkins is usually, I mean, that guy's not going to drop it.
You gotta take the edge away from him and force him into staying in the pocket and then get to him. It's you got to contain the guy, make him throw the ball when he's uncomfortable. And we rattled Russell Wilson. We hit him 16 times.
I don't even know why we talk about defense anymore. All you got to do is score more points.
Yeah, that's the new NFL right there. Is
throw the flag, you'll have it on the one and sneak it in.
It's amazing how some of these teams can just find these quarterbacks late, and for some reason they just hit. And then you got these other teams who are drafted in first, second, third, fourth, and they're just not able to get their quarterbacks. Like my team, the Bears. You know, it's you could have took Mahomes, you could have took Watson, but you went with Trubisky.
Yep.
And
they went with Mitch.
And they went later on in the draft. So it's you know, it's almost like you could have waited.
We took Josh Allen 7th, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, he was around 7 picks.
Yeah.
And these teams passed on him because he was raw. But they're all slapping themselves. We don't even have to talk about it. That's what they're doing.
Would you rather have Josh Allen at this point or Lamar Jackson?
I'd hit Josh all day.
That's a good one. I might have to take Lamar Jackson just based on the fact that he can also scramble. But I would like to see them switch teams and see what happens.
That's true.
Just for a game or two, and just see like, hey, is it even matter? But Josh Allen, deceptively quick. He'll scramble. He's tough. He'll put his shoulder down and to get that first down yard. And a lot of quarterbacks won't do that. The last time I seen a quarterback who will actually try to lower the boom on someone was like Jay Cutler and Big Ben.
Ben, yeah. And Cam when he used to do it.
And Cam Newton.
Yeah,
So
he definitely reminds me a lot of Jim Kelly, how he used to play,
Yeah.
just some toughness.
Gunslinger, yeah. He's not
Doesn't
afraid to
back
take a
down.
hit,
Yeah.
and he gets back up and starts.
This is our year. That's why I know they're probably going to cancel the season because of COVID right before we make it to the Super Bowl. So,
Hey, man.
what are you going to do?
I've waited 32 goddamn years, man. 32 years I've waited for a winning team. 32. I remember in 93, I think it was. Remember Todd Collins? Holy shit.
Todd Phil Collins, I sure do.
I thought he was going to take us to the Super Bowl. We went like 4-12 or something. We were awful. It was horrible. I still thought we
We've
were
had
going
a
to Super
lot
Bowl.
of bad quarterbacks.
It's been bad for years.
It's about time. Man.
Yeah, man, we're due. We deserve it.
We bit the big
I
one.
was 3 years old because I'm 30 now. So that's 27 years of just heartbreak.
It is. And the hockey team's been blowing too. There's nothing else.
We need a cup. We need a Super Bowl. And if we get I'll take a Super Bowl first. That's our best chance at this point. Who knows with hockey? The Sabres tease you being good, and you buy in and you buy a jersey, and all of a sudden they shit the sheets like they're trying to tank.
At least we have good owners.
Our owners are cool, man.
Yeah.
I like the owners. I've met them a few times.
I'll give it up. At least we have good owners. They take care of the team.
yeah.
They try. They show you they care, and that's about all you can do. They can't play the game. So.
Definitely.
And like you said, what a crazy season it has been. I mean, our whole all-stars of the NFL look like the Space Jam team after they got beat up for the whole first half, just all on injury reserve, and nobody can walk straight. And you got all these no-name guys coming out, starting to show out. Everyone's shuffling and scrambling to find some decent backups.
And you play
what a year
too, right?
Oh yeah.
It's been a crazy year. I mean, he asked me, why do you pay for moves? I said, you have to pay for moves. That's the way. I said, and this year you're definitely getting your money's worth.
Yeah, my fantasy team could be doing better. I've been losing a lot of close ones. My first round pick, Christian McCaffrey, has been on IR. Finally came back to injured. So don't even get him this week. My biggest problems is the running back positions. They one got a DUI and almost lost his job in Melvin Gordon. Then you got David Montgomery with a concussion, Christian McCaffrey out again, and it's who do you have out there to pick to replace those guys? There's nobody. They're all took.
Yep. Did you get McCaffrey's backup, or was he drafted?
He was already drafted. He wasn't drafted, but he was picked up with someone who had a better waiver priority than me. So.
Yeah, I'm in a 14-team league, and it's tough. I mean,
and I'm happening to play that guy this week too.
Nice. That's how it works. So he'll go up.
So it's like, yep, I expect 15, 20 points from him this week. I'm like, But I got 3 of the top 10 wide receivers. I got 2 of the top 10 tight ends. Drew Brees as my quarterback, just dumping it off to Kamara. Bears and Colts defense, so I get to switch them back and forth. 2 of the best defenses, but when your running backs are only putting up 3 points each.
That's bad. I got Kamara. My team name is the Kamara virus.
Nice. That's a good name.
When I had Plexico Burris way back, I named that team Plaxidental Shooting.
Oh yeah.
So I've been known to have a couple good names.
Yeah.
I try. You gotta try.
That's why I brought him as my anchor, because the guys.
That's so good. It's like JPP blowing off his own finger.
There's like something wrong with him. I'm able to. Yeah, I can contain him though. I got the ability to give him the shock and all of a sudden he starts being smart again.
You are the shock treatment. Don't forget to tell him that we sent him a shirt.
Oh yeah, we sent you a shirt, by the way, one of these. Old TL Frankie J.
Yep.
I get a shirt, y'all.
We come bearing gifts, we don't want to come out with nothing.
Awesome. Yeah, that's the one thing that once once my starts growing a little bit more here, I would love to start making some merch. But until then, oh man, I'll definitely appreciate that shirt.
Sweet.
Wear it on the podcast. Let everybody know.
Yeah,
We appreciate it.
hanging up in the back for a show.
Oh yeah.
And
Be
there's
good.
room right there in the middle. I see it.
This was awesome.
Yeah,
Hang
man,
it-
I appreciate having us, man.
You want me to hang it up on the back of the chair where no one can see it, right?
No.
Put it on the chair like a shirt.
Oh, yeah.
No, we sent you one out because it's like it's our thanks to you for having us on, and it's
Yeah, and we know what an uphill battle it is to have a podcast
Oh,
and trying
yeah.
to start from the ground up. We're battling it too, just trying to get the word out, just like you, and anywhere we can help. And obviously, we get along great, share some common interests, and made a good friendship from far away.
Yeah, we haven't quite got onto the YouTube part of things yet, but in the near future, maybe next month, we're gonna have a YouTube channel and start doing this on YouTube. But until then, we're doing the
We're
audio
old.
thing.
We're still playing Nintendos over here.
But yeah,
Oh,
we'll-
man.
we'll have you on for our audio show, and show you some props back. That's it's the way it should go. Help everybody.
Oh yeah. See, what I've noticed is that whenever you do the audio, it's like, yeah, you get the best quality if you're doing, say, like a mindless task, like you're doing the dishes, you're cleaning, or doing something, you just throw it on. But a lot of the younger generation, they want to see a name to the face,
Mhm.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
they like to see things rather than just listen, like us older folks do. It's
They want to see you. It's more personal for them. Where some of us, our age, they go to the gym, they pop you on the podcast and listen while they work out or whatever they do.
Well, it's analytics too, and what I've seen in the analytics is that the crowd of 18 to whatever, they're less likely to listen. So that's why we've been working at implementing the video portion of our podcast and getting a YouTube channel set up, and then we're going to start going on there, and we'll continue our audio version for the people that are okay with that. So we're trying to tree off in all different things and get the word out everywhere, because the resources are there. We're just trying to find them. And even you allowing us be on your show for a little while, that's another helper.
Oh, yeah.
That's something else, definitely. And that's what we appreciate the most is allowing us to come on your platform.
I mean, I appreciate y'all coming on and talking. This is what it's about. It's the community building, growing, and helping each other. Like we said, you can't do everything on your own. You
No,
won't
you
make it
can't.
very far. So the more people that you can find who have similar goals, similar interests, and also don't have those kind of egos where it's me against the world, then you're going to be able to go a lot further than you would ever expect.
Yeah, definitely. That's the way
We
it
just
is.
want to help, quite honestly. I don't, that's
Get
what it's
back.
about.
Just get back.
We like talking. We like making people laugh. We might, we like helping, hearing things and helping where we can.
Oh yeah. So let's get a little bit into it. So both of you played for Little League World Series?
I played a little bit when I was 14. I played in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, actually for Lou Gehrig. I believe I was 14 at the time. We made it pretty far to New York City. I think it was right before you go to Williamsport to play in the big game. But we played a team from the Bronx, actually, from New York City. And these kids at 14, full beards, full mustaches. 1 through 9 could hit it out the park. There wasn't a weakness in the we were getting shellacked. There was actually, I think they found out later that they weren't all of age. I mean,
that you were playing during that time?
yeah, they found out years later though.
That
And
he
I
was actually
remember
18 or
when we
something?
were playing, there was problems, but we were kids, we weren't paying attention to that at that age. Apparently, so we were just there to play, but we got killed. I mean,
Oh man.
it wasn't even close. Every single guy on their team could hit. There wasn't a weakness. They were huge. They had to be.
They're all on steroids.
But hey, we played. We got as far in the tournament as anybody ever has around here, and still got a little bragging rights for that.
I mean, that's something to be proud of. Look at how many teams actually qualify. And
That's
look
right.
at how many teams are out there. It's a
Yep.
small percentage, and you're with small company.
Yeah,
So-
I was a shortstop. I played shortstop and second base.
I was second base in Second base, right field, and backup catcher.
Ah, nice. I always liked, if I played, I would have liked to been catcher.
It was
Yeah.
fun. Catcher's
Something about that
unique.
glove.
Yeah.
Well, it's a different position because you gotta kind of have a no fear because you got a guy swinging a bat and it feels like he's right on top of you, and then you got the ump behind you who's he feels like he's humping you.
I think
There's no room.
I think he knows about combat and fear and how to face your fears with what he's had to do.
Oh, jeez, man. This is.
Oh, yeah. I think that
His face is
Probably
ugly
would.
enough. I don't need no hits, no more hits to that stuff.
I've taken some hits to the head over the years.
I think it made some improvements on mine, but hey, you know, to each your own.
Yeah.
Not everyone
I've
could be
gotten-
born purdy, you know.
That's true.
No, I've gotten clocked a bunch of times over the course of 42 years, and I'll probably get more hits to the head. I mean, I can take a coffee mug that's 3 inches thick. It's not a problem. My head's like hard as a rock for some. I don't understand it.
That's about how hard the hail is up here.
My God, I've been hitting
Oh,
that
yeah.
so hard. I'm like in the movie Dodgeball. I could take a wrench to the head and be like, "What? Is that all you got?"
That was a great movie.
But
I guess you can't dodge a wrench, so
No.
can't dodge
No,
a ball
dodge a
then.
wrench.
well, I mean, at the
You
end,
can dodge a wrench. You
I
can
mean,
dodge
if a fight's gonna happen, you either win or lose. It's really not bad odds. You just either win or you lose.
Hopefully, when we were growing up, it was fighting
Yeah.
with fists.
If
These
you-
days, I don't know what
Yeah.
these kids are fighting with anymore.
I mean, if
Oh
we-
man, they're playing with their cell phones and video games. They don't do nothing
Old school.
exhaustive.
We used to play in the park, play football and stuff. They're in the park looking for Pokemans. I don't know what's
Yep.
going on anymore.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean-
definitely
I'll admit, I still go look for Pokemon. You know, I love that game when I'm out and about because I'm always out and about. You know, unless I'm here doing work. It's I'm the guy who hates being inside. It's
Yeah, me too.
need to smell some fresh air, look at some new faces every once in a
Yeah.
while.
Till the earth. You're into farming, aren't you?
Yep.
Yep.
We farm almonds in our family. We got 50 acres and
Oh, yeah.
enough to do all the work by ourselves, but not enough to hire any help. So that's what Grandpa used his grandkids for many years.
Yeah.
That's what I told my wife. If we ever wanted to open like a storefront, because I used to be a chef, it would have to be an operation that one person could operate.
Yeah,
Period. You don't need employees. If you want to hire some, great. It'll make it easier, but we wouldn't need to. And that's just because. Why rely on people when you can't?
exactly.
You can't rely on people no more. People fall through. They talk out their ass. Yeah, I'll be there. And then they don't show up, and then you're calling them, and they don't answer.
The follow through is lacking.
Oh, yeah.
There's just no commitment. They don't have to work. Everything's being spoon fed, man.
And that's the word right there is commitment. Most people don't have commitment. They lack drive and determination, and it's because they never had to work for anything in their life, so they don't know how.
Exactly.
It's ignorance in the sense that they weren't taught correctly. And my dad always taught us, like, hey, if you want something, you better go out and earn it because no one's going to do it for you. No one's going to just give you free handouts forever. At a certain point, he said, I won't be here, and you're going to learn how to do this stuff on your own. And I mean, a few years ago, we lost him to cancer, and he was right. You know, he wasn't here forever, and it's one of those things where you need to be able to know how the world works, see it through a different lens than a child.
Gotta be self-sufficient, man. You know,
I had my first job whenever I was 13 years old. I started working at a cinnamon roll shop so that way I could afford my own wrestling shoes. You know, just we had 3 families in our house, our small little house, and you know, so there was a lack of attention, there was a lack of money, and there was a lack of affection. So whenever you have to entertain that many people, it's hard it's easy to leave someone out, you know.
survival. It's really survival.
Yep.
Exactly. So then you start doing dumb stuff to get attention, you know, like getting in trouble or, you know, yelling or, you know, breaking something just so that someone pays attention to you. And when you're raised that way, that's whenever you start dealing with things like mental health. It's
Oh yeah. Yep. That's the problem, man. Is everybody, you know, in our age group, at least in the the 40s and 50s, we're all starting to feel it harder now, because as you get older, you know, you start to go backwards as far as what you think about, because you feel like you're getting old. So psychologically, you go back to the good days, or bad.
Well, a lot of it has to do also when you're young and going through it, you have a lot of people you can talk to as
Yeah.
a child. As you get older,
You don't.
those people go away and you're there with your own mind again. And that's
Yeah.
where people struggle. When you get inside your own head, that some people can't get out.
I mean, who could go through one of their yearbooks from a senior year of all the people that signed and said, if you ever need me, call me? How many of those do you think are legit now?
Yeah.
I think we have pager numbers in ours.
Yep.
I mean, don't even write that. Just write good luck. Good luck. Well, I already
Right.
forgot who you were.
Best wishes. Right.
It was nice knowing you.
Yeah, peace out.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I was able to keep in touch with a few of them, but like you said,
Yeah, me too.
the percentage is small.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
5-10% of everyone you knew.
Yep.
Well,
Mhm.
I in the town we live in, you know, people don't forget people quickly. It's one of those things. If you make the pain in the ass list, you're always on that list no matter what. And everybody, a lot of people stay in contact still based on that. I mean, you know, I grew up with guys that ended up becoming police officers, and you know, now they're cops, and I went to school with them, and they try to play cop with me. You know, so you grow up with these people. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that contradiction in it. It's like, okay, we went to high school and we were drinking together, and
Yeah.
now all of a sudden you're trying to tell me, okay, I can't have my beer right here in front of my
Yeah.
house. Like,
You were a geek in high school,
no.
you know. I would have kicked your
Like-
goddamn ass in high school.
know
Who
you did that.
are you talking to, man? Come on.
It's like, remember when you got shoved in a locker twice in one
Yeah.
day? Like,
That's why you're a cop. You couldn't get hard any other way.
Oh, wow.
You know, you had to become a
yeah.
cop. Get a badge and a gun.
Yep, exactly. Well, whenever you don't have that kind of authority growing up, and now you get it, you get hungry for that power,
Yeah.
and you want to implement it every opportunity that
Revenge.
you get.
Yep.
I'll get that son of a bitch. You know, like, oh, it's him.
Like I
Hey, what-
remember you dated Debbie back in high school.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask her to prom.
Get out of the car. Possession.
Yeah.
No, it's,
And he just throws a little cocaine baggie in your floorboard
Yeah.
real quick when you're not
Federal-
looking. Hey, what's that?
like it's 1980.
Yeah, federal clank, 10 years, no parole. See ya.
Yeah, and speaking on
That
mental
happens,
health,
though, man. That stuff happens.
it does happens more often than people want to admit.
That shit definitely.
So are you guys closed down pretty good for COVID over there? I know you're a little bit worse
we
than
just-
us here in
We
New
just
York.
ramped
Oh,
up again after Halloween.
we are like mini California down here. We just want to be lib central down here for some reason. So
Yeah,
we're gonna be shut down in a heartbeat.
you know, I mean,
I don't know anymore.
so that's depending how this election shake out, we all might be on lockdown for a while. So it all
that's what
it
I
all
think.
depends.
That's what they voted for.
Build the bunker.
You
You
know,
voted for your lockdown, so here they come. There's
So-
no one's gonna be saving you. Our governor's a pain.
at least you don't have a dictator
Yeah, he
as
is.
a governor. Governor Newsom is out
Oh,
of
Gavin's
his
bad.
mind.
We got Cuomo.
I mean, he
He'll
just-
probably run for
he-
president soon.
Oh, Cuomo, oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
because
we know what
he
you're
did a
talking about.
he did a banged up job over there, huh? You know,
Yeah, he did. Killed a lot of people over here.
I'd love to smack him.
isn't it amazing how these are the best candidates that people can think of?
I know. It's sad.
It's like, get to a point, you know, I'm going to get to a point where why would I even vote? Why bother?
Yeah, I
Why
mean,
bother?
I mean,
voted just
if you're a
because.
Republican voting in California, your vote don't matter. If,
That's what they say
if
about
you're a
Miami, New York,
Democrat
too.
in Florida, your vote don't matter.
Yep.
There's some
That's
things will
true.
never change.
Yeah.
So any news coming out of there? We've kind of dipped out of the political sense. We started doing that, but you know, it just divides the audience. We're not about division and that. We want everybody to come together.
Yeah, that's why I don't
election.
tell people. I don't get too much into politics,
No.
but it
We just want a
applies
fair
here.
election. Yeah,
And
just a fair
it.
election.
That's it. Just
We have the
just hold yourself to a higher standard than the civilians, and neither
That's
one of
right.
them can do it. So it's pick the lesser of two evils, and
Pretty much.
why even?
We're at the mindset over here is we're just going to go about our own business no matter who it is, and we're going to do the best we can, and that's about it. Not going to
Exactly.
complain, not going to, it is what it is.
My one vote don't pick the president.
That's right.
Your one vote don't pick the president, so it's out of your control.
I don't think any vote picks the president anymore, man. I'm all about the election being over and moving on. Maybe everybody will calm down and stop the bullshit and stop fighting and leave it alone. Move on, man. Take care of yourself, your house, your families, your job, and everything else will be fine.
Yep, and
What
with
about
the
your own
mental
problems?
health this is only promoting division, and that's the last thing we need right now in a global
How is that a
pandemic.
democracy?
Yeah. It does. It
Exactly.
promotes a lot of division. And then the COVID just amps up the mental health with the stress of being home. Some people not working, worried about their bills, worried about
Suicide
getting
rates
food.
up through the roof.
Yep. There's a lot of people that still have not left their house around here.
Yeah.
That will not leave their house because they're afraid of COVID. And that's sad. I mean, we're going on 9 months. We're on 9 months of the 2-week mask wearing curve. 9 months. I agree, okay, maybe the mask works. Maybe it does. But we've tried it already for 9 months and it isn't working. So can we try something else? How about we try not wearing it for a little while and see where the numbers go? We've tried your way. Let's try it. Maybe it is herd immunity. Protect the elders. Protect, because the young they're not dying. The death rate is not that high. I mean, a lot of people have died, yes, but in relation to it, the death numbers are not that high. So I say, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I think it is definitely a problem, but is it apocalyptic? I don't think so. Should we close everything? I don't think so.
It is nowhere near apocalyptic. It's not even nowhere near the Black Plague. So,
no. So what is really going on here?
In my humble opinion, having an underlying condition myself, I basically have no immune system. I'm in favor of stop the masks. Listen, if I have an issue or a concern, I just won't go somewhere. I protect myself. It's my responsibility. It's the disease in my body. If I'm comfortable enough to say I'm okay without masks, that's fine because I don't go up to people right in their faces and talk anyways. I got my own. This is my dance space. This is yours. I have that rule already. So I mean, realistically, everybody already socially distances by default. Take the goddamn masks off and see. And like Teal said, see what happens. If it spikes, put them back on. It might spike for a little bit because people are going to work through the virus, and that's what you're supposed to do. And that's how you get antibodies.
Cases might spike, but deaths are not.
Right, exactly. You got to let it out.
You can't create an immune system to something you're never exposed to.
Exactly.
You have to experience it, and then your body starts trying to fight it and figuring it out.
And that's where the antibodies come.
I think that the real problem is that with the mask, I think it's how much of a dosage you get compared to, say, if you get a big load of somebody's COVID in your mouth compared to just a couple spritz. Does that give you a milder case, or is COVID COVID? Is it exactly the same whether you get 1 speck or 20 specks?
20 spores, or whatever it is.
That's where there's got to be a line drawn in the sand on where you hold people accountable for their own protection, right? Why penalize the entire country, make everybody wear masks? Because there's that percentage of people that just don't care and don't understand, the people with the underlying conditions like me, for example. If I'm being cocky and I don't wear a mask, I'm part of that problem. But it's really just, if you think about it, you see people hanging these one-time disposable masks from the mirrors of their car and reusing them. It serves no, really, it's not even being used correctly in the way that they should be using it. It's a waste of time.
The only ones that really work are those surgical N95s, and they can't give everything.
And they're not even available. You can't get them.
So
why
the thing about the N95 masks is the reason why they're called 95 masks are because what it does is it breaks down the particles in the air by 95%. So you're breathing such a small dose that it almost doesn't matter. But so if you're not wearing an N95 mask, it's not going to help you anyway.
Nope. And they
Right.
showed that with the smoke coming out of the mask, how much smoke comes out of the mask when they're born. I mean, the only one that didn't was that N95.
Well, and
Barely.
I wore an N95, and I'll tell you something, it almost felt harder to breathe, and it was really uncomfortable. I didn't like it. I took it off after a few minutes and said I'd rather just put a T-shirt wrapped around my face. I think it's a
Oh, yeah.
joke, but again, other people don't. That's why this country is the way it is. Everyone has their opinion and their right to believe that, and that's fine. I'm a firm
And-
believer in let people do what they want, hold themselves responsible. Period. The end.
Yeah, telling people they can
Exactly.
only have 10 people at their Thanksgiving is
How are
not
you gonna,
right.
How are you going to count? How are they gonna
That's
count?
what Cuomo said today. 10 people at your household at all times. You think he's going to have 10 people there? You're kidding me.
Yeah, but how are they going to monitor that?
Who knows? You can't. They sued him, I think, and I'm
Well,
pretty sure that doesn't hold up.
well, if
That's
you have
not
a governor
constitutional.
like Newsom, he wants you to snitch on your neighbors.
Yes, we did have that. We had
And they
that.
wanted
were
to give
telling them-
people rewards. Like, you cannot give people rewards because then they're just going to start falsely accusing people.
accusing. Yep.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's coming to that, and I think the sooner that this presidential thing is figured out, the sooner we can get established who's in charge, who's the president, and get through the holiday season, and then you'll see this kind of stuff fade away. That's just the way it's always gone in my lifetime. Things like this happen, they just fade out. And the more people start to buy out instead of buying in, the faster it goes away.
Exactly.
Stop buying
And
into this shit, you know?
the biggest problem I see with all of this, especially the world today, is whatever happened to agree to disagree? You know,
Sure.
Everybody, if you don't agree with someone's views, no matter what it is, you're either an asshole, a racist,
Yeah.
you know, or
Oh, we've been called
whatever.
that.
You're just the enemy, and it's like, because I don't agree with you, that makes me a bad person, or you know,
Yeah.
like, but
You
vice
must have listened to
versa.
the show. You must have heard the show before.
Oh, which one?
That is what we believe. Like, if you want to call us these people these things, we need facts. We need, we want to hear facts. Our ears are open. We'll believe you if we hear them.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
bring the facts.
As long as
It's
you
hard.
can, as long as you can give a valid reason, you know, instead of
Yep.
just say, oh, I hate that, or I don't agree with it, or that's not cool to me. That's not a good reason, you know, to either downplay anybody, to downplay anything. But if you can actually do your own research, look at a couple credible sources, and then make your own informed opinion on what you think is better for everybody and not just yourself, we would be a lot better off. But there I go again, trying to tell people how to
That right there is basically where the slogan "Your feelings don't matter" came from. What you just explained. Because you have to separate your feelings from everything else when you're talking about stuff like this. And you have to admit that sometimes you're going to be wrong.
Mhm.
And it's okay. It's okay to be wrong. Everybody's been wrong. And you grow from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know, everybody, hopefully we could just come together here. It's going to be tough because it is divided. That's the way they want us. We got to be smart, be smarter than what they're trying to feed you, and just be human. Go out there, interact. They don't want you to be out there interacting because then they can't control you as much. But you got to do what you can when you're out there to talk to people, just have that human contact. And hopefully we can all get through this a little bit easier.
Oh, yeah. The way I like to live my life is to make sure to get as many perspectives as possible, because when you have more perspectives, that picture becomes a lot bigger. And when you have a bigger picture, you're able to make better decisions. Doesn't matter what it is. So just go out there and see what everybody's thinking, how they're feeling. Maybe they're going to teach you something that you don't know, and you can teach them something you don't know, or vice versa. So it's just one of those things where you gotta be willing to learn, and you gotta be willing to listen, and most people aren't, and that's hard. That's hard to deal with for a lot of people. And bringing it again to the mental health, it's that's a big cause of these stresses and everything. Is people are trying to fit in, and they're trying to take a circle and fit it into a square, and you got to be yourself at a certain point.
You always got to be true to yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if you are, you're going to have a better day. That's basically what that. So
Now you were telling me also, Frankie, that you played roller hockey.
I tried.
You try.
he was on our team. We played a little bit of pickup roller hockey. He didn't play much growing up.
I played a lot of ice, like on the ponds and stuff, but it wasn't like roller hockey.
It took him a couple years to get good, but he was always on my. I was all right. I was one of the better players on the team.
This guy could skate through everybody, and whoopsie.
He would play on my line. I taught him a couple things where to put. He was very good at position. He'd always be at the right place at the right time. All I needed him to do was just give me the puck.
Yeah.
Pass the puck, go to the net. Pass the puck, go to the net. That's
what I tell him. Pass the puck, be ready for a pass back, give and go, or go right to the net. And that's what he did. And it was fun. It was a good time.
We won a championship twice, I think.
Yeah, we did good.
It was fun. Unfortunately, those days are gone for now. Life changes, but I've moved on to different things now. That's all.
I'd still be playing. I was in a car accident, rear-ended, hurt my back pretty good.
I got a wicked car accident beginning of July. My dog and I got T-boned at 65 miles an hour. And then I had elbow surgery on the next week. So I'm recovering physically still from a lot of that. Mm-hmm. So, you get older, you heal slower. It's amazing, sure. Man. Holy cow.
That is for sure.
I don't feel my age. I'd like to get back out there. But
remember whenever you were 15 and you jam your finger on the football and it would swell up and bruise up? That thing was good to go the next day or two.
Yeah.
And then now you try to lift a milk carton wrong.
Yeah.
You got a wicked pain.
And get a doctor's note to be off work.
Yeah, I said, sorry, sir, I cannot lift over 25 pounds with this hand right now.
Wait till you're back getting out of bed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Explain that to work.
Oh, life changes, man. And I'm starting to feel the age, and I'm working at trying to not feel it as much by doing things that don't stress me out, because stress will beat you up.
Yes, it will. And that's probably the number one killer over anything is stress. So
yep.
The more you can cut out, the healthier you're going to be. And it's just, I just wish that
people would smile more and take everything with a grain of salt. That's what I wish.
Yeah, if people would quit taking everything and everyone so serious, so literal, and so personal.
What happened to the jokes? Why aren't we able to tell the jokes we used to tell? Why is everybody so offended? Jokes are meant to laugh. Sometimes you get laughed at. That's just the way it is. It does not everybody. That's what happened. The society.
My favorite people are the ones who can laugh at themselves and joke on themselves.
Yeah, you have to.
That's definitely us. We'll do recordings of our show, and we'll sit there afterwards and listen to a replay, and we're laughing like those guys are hilarious. It's us. We find ourselves funny. So yeah, are we a little off?
That's probably part of our disorder.
We're a little off, but hey, man, we're laughing, we're having fun, we're trying to help people, we're promoting a good cause, and are we completely 100% organized? No, we're not. But we're having fun, and it'll come together, and it's coming together. From a laptop on a kitchen table to, half a studio built with some, it comes together. You just got to keep plugging away, man, day by day.
If you want it bad enough, you get whatever you want. That's what we're about. That's what I've always been about.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to be any other way.
Yep. One step at a time until you finish climbing the ladder. It's like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. So what makes you think that you can build anything else as valuable?
Yep, and that ladder can always add more rungs to it, and you can always go higher. So it really never ends.
If you go on Google right now and just type in the T.O. and Frankie J show, we pop up, we take up the whole front page.
Hey, there you go.
All the different platforms that we're on. And, if a year ago you would have asked me if that would have happened, I would have been like, yeah, no way. But it's, the hard work's paying off. We're starting to get, we're on 8 platforms.
I think it's helped me. Doing the show has helped me.
Yeah, definitely.
Just from listening to others and being able to help others, and then looking at your own problems and being like, wow, yeah, I can implement this into my own life without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
So it's
what's more valuable than personal experience?
Nothing.
Not much.
Exactly.
No.
family. That's about it. To
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's about it.
You know, my therapist and I came to a conclusion that our relationship was going to be a little uncordial, meaning I'm older than you by at least 12 years, and I took psychology. I know exactly what you're doing. You're using the books and trying to throw those outlines at me. Just talk to me. I told her, just talk to me. Let's just talk. Don't throw. I know exactly what you're doing, and all you're gonna do is waste your breath and my time. Why don't we talk?
Get to know me.
And constructively put together a care plan, and we've done that over the course of 5 years. So I mean, that's another problem too with mental health is you go to a counselor, you listen to what they say, there's no conversation.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
not every person's exactly the same. Not everyone's just a cookie cutout, you know. It's everybody's different. Everyone's been through different situations, different circumstances, and lost and gained and loved and everything. You can't just put two people in the not everyone's two peas in the same pod, you know.
Right.
Like me, like my vision is a lot different than your guys's. So how are you going to try to tell me that we're supposed to be the same and we're supposed to feel the same and look at everything the same? And, you know, vice versa. You can't. It doesn't work that way. The only way that you can get to know is to actually talk to somebody and try to figure out where the root comes from. Because then once you can find the root, then you can actually start treating it.
Yep. We used to have remember group things in school? I wonder if they even do that anymore. Where you have to work with a group, and some people you don't get along with, but you still had to work as a group. Like you take that into your everyday life.
Yeah.
You don't alienate those people because they don't have the same views as you. Embrace them. Take them in. Think about it.
Yeah.
Don't hate just because you want to hate because they're different.
There's a reason for everything, man.
Yeah.
There's a reason for everything. There's reasons. If you start looking at that there's a reason for everything, it makes it a little easier to accept the things that are happening. That's what I've been trying to implement in my life. It's hard. Change is hard, especially when you're just molded into what you've been molded into. It's like reversing and trying to do it backwards. So it takes time, dedication, and you got to want it. If you don't want it, then don't bother.
Well, the hardest thing in anything is starting, you know?
Yeah.
And so
definitely.
whenever you start to change, it's so easy to slip back into those old habits and your old mindset. It's harder to just try to be better every day. But once you get the rhythm and once you get the hang of it, then it just becomes second nature and muscle memory. And every day you're just trying to be better and better and better.
Be a better you.
That's all you could ever ask for. Is nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has something. Everybody has or hates someone.
Or dislikes or just doesn't want to be around. I've learned to detach. If somebody doesn't do it for me and I just don't hang out with them. I don't talk to them. I'm not rude. I'll be like, hey, how you? And that's it. I just detach from people that make me feel away.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it.
No, it's not.
There's billions of people out here. You're not going to make everybody happy.
Yeah, they don't pay my bills.
As the religious folks will say, it's like even Jesus couldn't convert everybody. So what makes you think that you can?
You can't.
You can't.
And why even waste your time and energy and effort and stress trying?
Hopefully we converted a few of your fans to the Buffalo Bills.
I think there are some Bills fans out there though. So.
Oh yeah.
We have one of the top 3 fan bases in the NFL.
Yep, Bills Mafia, baby.
People try to move out of Buffalo. I think that means get out of New York.
Yep, and like my team, we're 1920, ride or die.
Yeah. Well, it was very nice for you to have us on. Appreciate it a lot.
So you guys want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to yourselves and let everyone know where they can find your podcast and where they can get in contact with you?
Yeah, definitely, man. Like I said, we're the T.O. and Frankie J show. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on 8 of the different podcast platforms. In fact, you can go right to Google and type the T.O. and Frankie J show, and we pop up everywhere. We try to do about 2 shows a week. keep the content fresh. We encourage people to message in. Our email is the TO and Frankie J show at gmail.com. Any questions, any show ideas, whatever. We're everywhere. So jump in, join the fun. You too, you're welcome on our show anytime. To have a good time, have some laughs. And that's about it. It's TO and me tearing it up. That's what we're
do
doing.
A couple giveaways. You'll have the shirt. You'll be able to see it for yourself. We try to do a couple fun things on each show, fact of the day, much like you do at the end.
Yeah.
I like to have that. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, we freestyle a few times here and there, just, talking and trying to structure it versus just getting on and talking. So we more of a freestyle platform at this point and going with the flow and having a good time doing it.
Hey, those are the best conversations. Is the one. I mean, you go on a vacation, where you're gonna have more fun on an itinerary, or are you gonna have more fun doing what comes to your heart at the moment?
I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
I love shooting the shit with the people down by the pool. That's what I like doing on vacation.
Freestyle, man. Freestyle. There's no pressure. There's no stress about it. We just get on. We talk. Someone wants to come on, they're on. If not, we ramble and have a good time.
We answer the questions that were asked of us.
We have a fun time. Yeah. It's a good time. We're jumping in the ratings, and it happens quickly, man, when you put the work in. So.
Exactly. And all you have to do is just keep doing it because you love it. Everything else will follow.
Exactly, man.
But speaking of the random facts, before I let you guys go, I got to give you the random fact of the day.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's hear it.
All right. So, random fact. The youngest pope of all time was Benedict number 9.
Really?
At 11 years old.
Yikes.
Wow.
There was a pope, leader of the Vatican, at 9 years old.
That's like the King Tut fact I had where he was 10. That's crazy.
I couldn't even get a paper route.
You know what my fact was today of the day was, how come there's 100 folds in a chef's hat?
Oh, I don't know.
Because there's 100 different ways to cook an egg. That's a fact.
There is.
It's like the higher the hat, the more experience.
No, it's got those folds in it, the chef's hat.
Oh, no, I know the folds, but the higher the level of the chef hat, the higher level of superiority.
So we all learned something today, too.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the thing. Is no one ever had fun. At least you learned something new,
That's right. Appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks again, man. We appreciate it. We'll talk again, and we'll have you on our show, and we'll spread the word on your gig over here because it's been a blast.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys, and definitely can't wait to come on your guys' show, and we'll get into a little bit more stuff. Well,
it's always
until
fun,
then,
man.
Buffalo.
Go Bills, 7-2, 8-2.
Bill down, baby. Bill down.
And on the digs, 2020. America.
America. All right. Well, you guys have yourselves a great night.
All right, man.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. All right. So I wanted to thank Frankie J and TO for coming on. That was a blast. So make sure you guys check them out on Spotify and all your other podcast platforms. We will catch you next week with another Alex and an Athlete. Signing off. Have yourselves a great night.